Look around you, different things born out of truth and passion. Business software, it's our craft, our identity. Thoughtfully engineered, passionately designed to help you transform your business. Zoho, made in India, made for the world.
I think today could be a similar day what transpired yesterday. It starts off with maybe the index starting off with a bit of a range, intraday bounce back or a pullback for the indices or individual sectors. But then I think eventually what matters over here is the the effect of rollovers which you see for the indices, both the Nifty as well as for the Bank Nifty, and the capacity of the index to hold on to that 24,500 mark. This could be the third test towards 24,600 in the last 3 days. The Nifty would be doing it, and in that last 3 days, we've actually seen the sector mix a lot more vibrant. You've seen weakness coming back into the IT stocks, IT sector. You've seen weakness coming back into the real estate sector, but then some balanced bounce back which has come back into the PSU banking names, etc. So I think it's going to be a interesting maybe an end of the or start of the series for the October. But I would believe 24,500 remains to be an important support. The interesting data point which I think transpired yesterday was the increase in the FII positions on the short side. I think that's jumped back to above 84%, which was there I think day before yesterday. So that could be the only inference that FIIs are going to the October series with an intent of continuing their short positions.
Chandan, hi, morning. Narrowest of narrow ranges yesterday on the index. What's the trade for the day? You'll have to unmute yourself. Okay, we'll get back to Chandan in just a second.
We're talking about the FI short positions, right? And we had a discussion yesterday as well on this. We're starting October series with the lowest long positions in maybe multi-year actually. Yeah. And is that a cause of worry for the market, because we are entering into an earnings season which would be disappointing in any case, because your August and September numbers for at least the consumer sector has been muted, and the first numbers which we are seeing from auto companies are also a little disappointing.
Yeah, so it tells you, Sujit, that this last 1,000-point rally which we had, the reduction of net numbers which were there, and then the sudden change in the on the expiry day tells you that they expired all the long positions and they just let remain the short positions for the index futures. That's not a comfortable sign, of course, at the start of the series. Even at the start of the month of September, we had a very similar kind of a concern where the FII numbers on the short side was almost at 92 or 93% when we started off the September series. It started off with few days of the markets going to recovery, but then came a phase where the markets remained volatile. Now the concern is not the direction of the markets, the concern is the high volatility. Because for a trend to be stable, or for a trend to start off, you want the markets to be stable, you want the indices to be stable, then you would start to see those sector patterns coming in, follow through price actions coming in. But if you don't have the stability in the indices and with the high skew which is there in terms of index positions, that generally turns the market a lot more volatile. So that's the bigger concern for the markets. It's not the bent of the FII numbers, of course that intent is also very negative. But the fact that that keeps the ship a lot more volatile, that's the one which I believe is a concern. And
banking stocks, will that be in focus today because of the MPC? And if there's a cut, then it's going to be volatile for them?
Yeah, it's going to be volatile, but the way the markets are approaching the MPC is in a different context altogether. The private sector banking stocks still continue to be weaker. I think HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank are the three ones which are very, very weak on their short-term charts. But the PSU banking stocks are a different lot altogether. You've seen a phenomenal recovery for many of the PSU banking names. I think if I'm not wrong, many of the PSU banking stocks are trying to challenge their monthly closing on their last 1 year or 2 years of chart patterns. That's a very encouraging data point, because when you go into such a kind of an MPC or a policy meet, and that too with a much more higher degree of confidence on the PSU banking names, eventually these banking stocks would go into a breakout mode. So I think it may not be a trigger from the MPC, but I think eventually over the next few weeks, you should see this outperformance from the PSU banking stocks continuing.
All right. So that's the take with regard to PSU banks. Kunal, your top picks for this morning?
So I'll go with a few large cap names. Ultratech Cement yesterday showed a very good recovery, a bullish engulfing kind of a pattern on the daily charts. The stock crossed back about the 12,000 mark. So would look out for 12,550, 600 as a near-term target, and stop loss could be kept at that 12,000 support. The second is about Torrent Pharma. This could be an interesting risk-reward play for the stock over the near term. It's been trading into a band or a range over the last few weeks, and the stock has now come back to the lower end of the trading band. So I think at current levels of 3,600 thereabouts would suggest a buy with 3660 as a target, stop us at 3570.
Okay, let's begin to take a break on that note.